Hello, I'm Crystal. Welcome to the mat today. Today we're going to be doing a Yin Yoga practice for heart and shoulder opening. Yin Yoga is a great practicing for stretching the fascia tissues and opening our joints. So today we'll be using some props. You'll want a blanket or a towel or a pillow. You can have more than one. So we'll be using you can have a pillow for under your head and also a blanket or a towel to roll up to place underneath your legs and such. Also, for Yin Yoga, we will hold our poses for 3 to 5 minutes, and you may feel some strong sensations while holding these poses. If at any time they become too much for you, please come out of the pose. Always listen to your body. If at any time you feel pain, please come out of the pose. You can just come to a child's pose or a seated position. The goal of yoga really is to compress, stress, and encourage both cellular healing and hydration. So we begin with the fascia that surrounds our muscles, and we move deep within the ligaments and the joints. Really, we're looking for hydration. So we do these long holds to help the fascia stretch over time. And then we get into what is called a rebound sensation. So we are compressing our joints, doing these long holds. And then when we come out of the holds, we're really releasing this compression. And when we release this energy back into the space, and we flood the joints with hydration and nutrients and oxygen. And this is where you're going to feel this rebound sensation. So we're trying to strengthen these ligaments and joints and fascia, really to be prepared. These are our hard tissues, so we're trying to strengthen those areas as well as stretch the fascia at the same time. So with our transitions, you really want to move very slowly with your transitions. Take your time coming out of poses and moving into the next pose. So be very careful with your body. And we're going to begin just coming to our breath first. So we really just want to set up this practice, coming with our breath, getting into the moment, centering in. So wherever you feel comfortable, we could start in a seated position like I am today. You can come laying down. You can start in child's pose. You could be seated in a chair. So whatever's most comfortable for you, just become one with yourself. Get nice and comfortable. Sit up nice and tall. Settle in and just start to notice your breath. Just begin to gently increase your inhales and increase your exhales over time. Maybe we just notice our breath first here. Taking a moment just to scan the body. Notice anything that may come up, any feelings, any thoughts, any areas of tightness or tensions that you may feel within the body. Just become aware. And then bring your focus back to your breath. And slowly and gently see if you can begin to start lengthening each inhale and each exhale. Being mindful of how you're seated today. If you're sitting, that you have a nice long spine. Your jaw is nice and relaxed. We're going to make our way into our first pose. I'm going to take this lengthening of our breath with us. So we're going to come into a reclined heart opening pose. The first thing that we're going to do is roll up our blanket or our towel, making it like a burrito. So whatever's comfortable for you, you may not make it as big as mine. You may find you need to make it smaller or larger to feel a sensation. We're going to place this along the upper back, just below the shoulders, or just below. For ladies, it would be along maybe the bra line. We'll rest our bodies, draping our bodies right over top. You may need to make some adjustments. You can rest your head on a pillow. The legs can be straight out, or the soles of the feet can touch, and you can come into a reclined butterfly. So this is your choice here. The arms would be down by the sides with the palms up. Or out to the side, however you're able to be comfortable. I want to open up the heart space here. Once we get into our posture, come right back to those lengthened inhalation and exhalations. And just settle in. Staying with the breath here. Sending fresh oxygen throughout the entire body. And exhaling out anything that no longer serves you. You feel any areas becoming tense, try to invite your body to relax. We got about 2 more minutes here, maybe a little less. Try to bring your awareness to your breath. When you're ready, you can slowly remove your blanket from underneath you. And then let's draw the knees into the chest. Take your time. Remember, our transitions, we want to be nice and slow. Draw those knees into the chest. Maybe just gentle side to side. And then we're just going to roll to our favorite side. And using our arms, make our way up to a seated position. And then right through to tabletop. So coming right to a tabletop position, we're going to make our way into a puppy pose. So you can bring your pillow or your blanket with you. And I'm going to use this to rest my head on here in our puppy pose. So we'll start from tabletop position. And then reaching the hands out, taking a giant step forward as far as you can. And then slowly lowering the chest down so the hips stay right above the knees here. And we're going to lower the chest all the way down. And the head can rest, the forehead can rest on the pillow or a blanket. Coming into puppy pose. Now, if you want more of a stretch, you can always bring your hands to prayer position and then bring the thumbs to meet at the back of the neck. So it would look like this. And then from here, you would walk the elbows a little bit forward. So if your shoulders are really open, that may feel really good for you. I'm just going to stay in regular puppy pose. And again from here, we're going to go right back to our breath. And this can become really intense, so we want to try to stay with our breath. Lengthening on the inhales, lengthening on each exhale. On your next inhale breath, slowly lifting your gaze and drawing the arms back in. Take your time, bringing the arms back in, and we're just going to shift the weight of the hips back onto the heels and moving into a child's pose here. The legs are together and slowly bringing the arms down by the sides, and you can bring your pillow with you to rest your head on. The arms draped down by the sides with the palms facing up, and then just let the shoulders melt down to the earth. Surrender your chest down. Rest your forehead on a pillow or a blanket, and just allow your shoulder blades to drape over your thighs. Nice long, gentle inhales through the nose. Controlled, gentle exhales out the nose. A couple more breaths here. We'll slowly begin to lift our gaze, bringing the hands below the shoulders. We're going to make our way onto our bellies. So the blanket can come down if you want to lay on it, otherwise you won't need any props. We're coming down for Sphinx Pose. So you'll be on your bellies here. Legs are flat, or feet are flat, I'm sorry, on the mat. The elbows are below your shoulders, maybe a little bit in front of shoulders. Spread the fingers nice and wide. So let's have a gentle inner spiral of those inner thighs. The tailbone is reaching down towards the heels. Press into the tops of the feet and the pelvic bone as you draw the navel up and away from the floor. And then draw the chin down and back to remain in line with the spine. And come back to your breath. Your gaze should be out, down towards the floor, but in front of the mat. Keep that chest lifted. Neck is lifted. The shoulders are down away from the ears. Keep drawing that navel up away from the floor, pressing the pelvic bone down. The toes are pressing down. Keeping nice control of your breath. And while doing all this, see if you can relax your glute muscles. The chest is reaching through the shoulders. Press down into the elbows and the hands. A little bit longer. You can do it. Just keep breathing. Keep lengthening those inhales. Keep lengthening those exhales. Push all of that extra air out of the body. Let's take one more nice deep breath here with control. On the exhale, begin to lower your head down. Send the elbows out wide. Place one hand on top of the other and rest your forehead down on the back of your palm. Coming into crocodile pose, the big toes draw in towards one another. And just come into a rest pose here. You may feel that rebound sensation in your low back. Sometimes I like to just shimmy my hips a little here from side to side. Feels good to release any tension in the low back. Now gently lift your gaze, and then we're going to take the right hand and just bring it out to the side into like a goal post position. And then the left hand we'll take out to the side, right in line with the shoulder, and just TP up those fingertips. And then from here, we'll take that left foot. We're going to bend the left leg so that the toes or the sole of the foot are pointing up towards the sky. From here, we're going to roll on to our right hip. Now the head can be resting down. So let me just move a little away from the wall here. The head stays resting on the right side. We slowly roll on to the right hip. So this left leg will come over and kind of serve as a kickstand. Now for you, it may be more in the front. So whatever works best for you. We're stretching out that right shoulder in the front of the chest on the right side. So if you find you've gone maybe a little too far, you can always adjust that. Once you've found your edge here, we're going to come back to the breath and allow our bodies to do some work, allowing our fascia to stretch some. Continuing with those controlled, long inhales and exhales, letting our body know that we're safe, It's okay for it to relax. We'll take 2 more deep breaths here. Gently releasing back down onto the belly. And we're going to make our way right over to the other side. So the left arm comes into goal post. The right arm teepees up. We bend the right leg and we begin to roll onto the left hip. The head rests to the right on the right side. We find our edge on this side. And we find our controlled breathing. Notice if you're tightening anywhere within your body. Maybe your forehead, your jaw, in the fingers or the feet, the toes. See if you can use the breath to invite those areas to relax. Slowly begin to lower yourself back to your belly. Place your right arm out long in front of you, and then let's roll onto our right side with the head resting right on that right arm. And then from here, we're going to take our left leg and bring it right out in front as best as you can. And you can even allow the knee to rest down. You could even bend that top leg. And you're welcome to stay right here. Or if you'd like, you can allow the head to slide off of the arm to the back. You could also take your front arm, lift the head, and move both back and place them on the mat behind, coming into a twist. So your choice here, whichever variation feels best for you. And then finding your breath. When you're ready, slowly making your way back onto your belly, taking your time with this transition, moving on to the other side, extending the left arm out, rolling onto the left side, using the right arm as a kickstand in front. You can extend that top leg out in front of you. Keep that leg long. You can bend it. So whatever feels comfortable, you can use a blanket or a pillow to prop underneath. And you can stay right here in that position. You can allow the head to slide off the back of the arm onto the floor. Or you can choose to lift the front arm and the head and rest them both down on the floor behind. So your choice, and it may be different on this side. Choose what's best for you. Coming into a twist on this side of the body. And now slowly making your way back onto your belly one last time. And then actually rolling all the way onto your back. So we're coming into our final relaxation here. So coming onto our backs, let's draw our knees into our chest and give a nice hug. You can even begin to lift your head off the mat, bringing the forehead to your knees, gently lowering it down and releasing the feet back down to the mat. Making our way to final relaxation. So you have your pillow and you have a blanket or towel. You can choose how to use those here. You can have something under the head. You can roll up a blanket, place it under the knees. You could place it underneath the chest like we did it to start with. You could cover yourself with the blanket. Your choice here. Just getting nice and comfortable. So I'm choosing to keep my knees bent, taking my feet wide and allowing the knees to draw in towards one another. You can always extend the legs long. And you could place something under the knees here. The arms can be down by the side with the palms facing up, or you can rest the palms onto the belly. Making any final moves as you become comfortable, fixing any of your clothing, any of your props. So you can have a couple minutes of stillness. Let's take a nice deep inhale through the nose and exhale out. One more time, take the deepest inhale you have today. Open your mouth and let it out. And now just let your breath be natural. Release all control of your breath. Release any control of your body. Just allow yourself to surrender to this moment. And just allow yourself to take a moment of stillness here in Savasana. Bring your awareness back to your breath, noticing the inhales and the exhales, the rising and the falling of your chest. Welcome in gentle movements as you touch each fingertip with the tip of your thumb. Wiggle the toes. Maybe you roll the wrists and the ankles, or take a gentle movement of the head. As we slowly awaken the body, and then straighten out the legs. Take the arms overhead. Take one long full body stretch. And then bend the knees, roll onto your favorite side. Rest your head on the arm beneath. And just take a moment here of gratitude for yourself for coming to the mat today. And then take a moment of gratitude for a loved one. And a moment of gratitude for someone that you don't know. And then using your arms, slowly make your way up to a seated position. Keeping your eyes softly closed. Taking your time. We'll end our practice today, taking one final breath together. Inhale the arms overhead. Palms touch, draw them down to heart center. The light that is burning within me honors and cherishes that same light that burns within each and every one of you. Namaste. You can slowly open your eyes. Welcome back to the mat. I hope you enjoy your day, and we see you again soon. Bye.